so we're back, but I wanted to let you know something before we get the gals on this Zoom podcast. Joyce lost her mother during this time, not from COVID-19. She had been sick for some time, and you know, but you're never prepared for the end. So I just wanted to let everyone know, and perhaps you could leave some comments of sympathy below. And that further explains why we've been delayed so long in podcasting. She's been dealing with her sisters, with the mother's estate. Anyway, so I didn't want this to be a downer, but I did want to let you know, and Joyce, I think, is okay with me telling you. Anyway, so next time you see us, we're going to be a little happier, and we're going to try to do this podcast and bring some humor, and I don't know what else we can do. We're in this together, as they say.
1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 3-Ply Podcast, episode 59. I'm Angie.
I'm Irene.
And I'm Joyce.
And we are excited you could join us. Although we are separate, we are together. We're recording during quarantine from our own homes. And we hope you are all staying safe. And we thought we'd give you a little something to watch while you're sitting home, not touching your face and washing your hands. So we're going to start off this segment with Irene, and she's going to do the administrative portion. So go ahead, Irene.
All right. Thank you, Angie. We just did a little practice video where we chose the winners of the Lights and Twigs Cal. So I've got all the people that, you know, came in.
I'll pick the name. And here it is, and it is
Hippolyta 23.
And it is Hippolyta 23.
And she made 2 shawls. She wins 1.
Oh, she made 2? That's awesome.
So she gets the prize, 1 prize. And then we have another prize. I separated it out into several prizes. Okay, Angie, go for it.
Okay. And the winner is
Goalema 30.
Goalema 30.
I don't know, 30. So she gets a second prize. And then the third prize is going to Trudy, who is Concept Muse, for giving us some of the giveaways. Nice. All right.
There you go.
Done with that.
Yay!
Congratulations, everybody.
So I'd like the winners to contact us via 3plypodcast@gmail.com. Give us your address and we'll mail those prizes out to you. You have until June 15th to claim the prize. How's that?
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Great, great, great.
Okay, we're going to start off with what are you wearing? And since I'm not wearing anything,
Don't start taking stuff off.
yeah, no, I can't. We'll go ahead and start. Go ahead, Irene. What are you wearing?
I am wearing my Lights and Twigs shawl.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
I absolutely adore it.
Yeah, it's very cute.
So nice. And it's kind of cold out today, so hey, what's up with that? You know, the weather is, everything is upside down.
Yeah, I'm over the weather.
Yeah.
It just be sunny and warm enough to sit on my patio. I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Right, right.
True.
So, and where you are, it's warm enough to sit on your patio.
Sorry, Ange, I interrupted. But I'm wearing the Moho shawl that we made by Christopher Salas. I still love this thing. I had on 3 different color shirts. I had to ask Carson, like, which one matches? So, but I also did finish the Lights and Twigs.
Very nice.
I love the little tassels.
That's my favorite part.
So cute. Yeah, so cute.
And you know, the entries that we had, they were beautiful. Some
all of them.
The plum color, the gold colors, all of them were just gorgeous.
Right, I agree.
Gorgeous. There were blues in there, very nice. We had about 20 entries, just an FYI, but yeah, it went really well. So
It was,
thanks
it
everyone.
was a nice project. It was a very nice project.
Thank you for participating.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on to what did you finish? So
Yeah, Irene finished a lot. We know that.
I did too, actually.
Yeah, Angie, you did too.
Yeah.
All right, who
So
started?
I guess I'll go first.
You go
So
first.
I'm going to have to show a couple of mine on my phone because I've already given them. Otherwise, if you want to see them up close, better pictures, you can look on my Instagram page. My private Instagram page, I also added it to the 3-ply Instagram, but my private Instagram page is LadyLaw112. So if you want to see that, let me see if I kept their pictures here. Okay, so here's one. I don't know if you can see that. That's the.
How long does that take you to do, Ange?
Not very long. This is crocheted. It's called the Giant Hexie Puff Blanket. And I found this pattern by a lady I follow on Instagram, Bright Red Cherries. She's in South Australia. And it's called the Giant Hexagon Puff Blanket. And I am obsessed with it. I've made several. That one was for Seth. See if I still have Owens in here. Like I said, I already gave them to him, so can't really show you those. Let's see, his may be out. Oh, you know, here it is. Okay, this is it not finished, but his was blue and gray and tan. And then I also finished, I did, okay, so I know Tiger King was really like huge. This is not because of Tiger King. I'm going to say that
That's
now.
all I heard about in my house.
I know, and it's hysterical. But for their Easter baskets, I wanted to do something a little different, so I did the Izzy doll as a tiger. Yeah. And then Seth is all about the
lime green.
Yeah, the lime green, and everything that has to be like extinct or like, you know, very precious. So this is, so that's what so he got white tiger. Yes, so white tiger.
There you go.
So I finished that. I also finished, so here's a finished one you can see up close. This is for my son and his wife are having a baby July 5th.
Wow, Ange, that's a lot of crocheting.
Yeah.
Now what stitch is that?
It's a puff stitch.
Oh,
and it's crocheted. So
I don't know what that is.
This is all done in Rios. All the blankets were done in Rios.
Nice.
Because it just works up so nice. All right, so what else did I finish? I made a shit ton of these. Now I sound like Irene. These are ear savers that go on the back of your head so you don't have to put the masks, you know, we're supposed to bring masks around your ears because it kills. So I made like bazillions. I've been giving them away. That pattern I got from...
Where'd you get all the buttons? I don't even have, I wanted to have that much buttons.
I have a vintage collection of buttons like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
that
I heard
came from It's ITKCUTIES Ashley, and it's called the Ear Savers pattern. Again, I got that on Instagram. I'm like obsessed with Instagram all of a sudden. And, yeah, then oh, and I finished one more baby blanket. See, I told you, don't let me lose. So this just got delivered today. This was a baby crocheted granny square.
Cute.
For their nursery is all in little wild animals. So I did kind of a foresty colors. It's a little boy they're having. And then I made him a little hat.
Cute.
That delivered today. So, but that's, I think, everything I've finished.
Wow, that's a lot.
Oh, wait, one more thing. Hold on. Oh, two more things. Ah! Okay, so.
Oh, I saw that on Instagram.
This is also on Instagram. My son is a nurse, and he is on the COVID floor. So here's my son as a nurse. Da, 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 da. The Izzy doll. Greatest pattern ever.
One of our heroes.
A matching hat to go with the little blanket. For my daughter, my granddaughter to be, whose name starts with an E, but they won't tell me what it is.
Wow. Starts with an E?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
I have no idea.
No, there's a lot of E's.
Yes, they wanted something that sounded very Italian or ethnic, and I bet they picked something like Sue. So, you know. All right, so that's all I finished. So, Irene, why don't you go next?
All right, I've been trying to be careful. I've seen other podcasts where everybody's talking at the same time, so I'm being very careful not to be a big mouth on this episode. Anyway, what did I do? I did the Colorshift.
Oh,
pretty.
And all I did, I attempted with the leftover sock yarn that I have, and I thought I'll just kind of coordinate it the best I can, and I used it up. So it really is a pattern that you don't have to have the 4 skeins of full skeins. Just go for it with the leftovers.
Good, nice job.
You know, and wherever it ends, it ends. So that was one, and once is not enough.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Fun to do. I think the only thing is it does get to you after a while. I kind of understand Joyce's maybe not love of the ribbon.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm happy with that. And what else? Oh, this was something we all did with our knitting friends. The Ambershore.
Oh,
I still have to block mine.
Stunning.
So seriously, this is so big.
It is massive. I was so shocked at how big it actually was.
It never gave the impression that it was that big, but you know what? It's nice. And we used a lot of the Direful yarns, and what else did I use in this thing? Manos de Alegria and Tash Merino Light for the dark colors. But the only thing I'd say, these bobbles were a bitch.
I'm telling you, I'd rather put buttons on it. Seriously. Because my bobbles, I mean, they don't have any structure at all.
Well, you know what I did? I ended up, you know, I learned how to do these bobbles. Those are
the ones I did.
I did the same thing. I thought, screw that, what was in the pattern. I thought this was just much easier. And it
my first ones are not good.
It's firm, nice. It works, yeah. So that's that. Oh, so we had gone to Stitch Up, what is it? Stitch Up Chicago, where I won a set of crochet needles. So I thought, okay, this is what it's about, learning to crochet. And I made a massive blanket with Rios. I cast on 200 stitches for the, what do they call, not a cast on. You make those little loops, chain. Okay. So this is my blanket.
Did you finish it?
I did.
Lovely.
Very nice and very big.
Welcome to the dark side.
I loved it. It was fun. It was a just a different craft, and I thought you're, you know, kind of in the house anyway, learn something new. I was going to do that anyway this summer, but I thought, well, hey, crochet in May, so here we go. Done. And I randomly put these stripes in.
Very nice.
Awesome. That's where it went. Look at that. Everything's falling.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad it's done. And it, you know what? It's so weighted. This really could be kind of a throw, almost like those weighted blankets. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Very heavy. So I'm glad it's done. Here, I'll put it there.
Crochet uses a lot more yarn. So, you know, the stitches, like these puff stitches are, you know, it's like 3-4 wraps, and then so each stitch is, you know, quite a bit of yarn. And the same thing with the granny, like you're doing, you know, just the doubles. you know, that it just uses more yarn.
I'm thrilled. Maybe the next thing will be to make those squares would, you know, might be
Granny squares.
So that would be that. And then these are darling. You know, I really don't like stuffies, but damn, look at how
Those are cute, Irene.
So cute.
So they are a pattern by Susan B. Anderson called Spring Bunny.
Those are so cute.
So I'm glad I did them. Would I want to make like 20 of them? No, but they're there.
Susan B. Anderson makes lovely stuffies.
Yeah, her stuff is so cute.
Tons and
Really
tons.
into the little stuffed animals and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yep.
no regrets. They're done. They're cute.
Okay, I have a couple of things. First one I'll show is my Ambershore. It's unblocked, but I did just finish it. I still have ends, but it is massive. I don't know how good the...
Beautiful. Jeez, it's huge.
Right? So, and it's actually sunny and not exactly warm, but I could put it out to block today, so I may do that. So, but I am glad that's done.
Yeah.
And then I also finished my Huia sweater.
Oh.
And I love this. That yarn was so nice. And I was able to squeak out a full sleeve. I think on hers, she's got a 3/4 sleeve. But
now,
I had very
in Australia or New Zealand?
I think she's in New Zealand. Oh, and her name escapes me, but her podcast is Truly Myrtle. If her name comes to me, I'll let you know, or I could look her up. But yeah, turned out really, really cute. And I did finish the lights and twigs, and I did finish. I'll be doing what Angie did. I did finish that. I did. One of the ladies at work had a new grandchild, and I made a baby vertebrae. So cute, and I used Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn, and Poseidon it was called. I don't know if you can see it really well.
Kind of blown out.
I had to go with it. Yeah, it's a little blown out. I don't know if I have another one.
Tilt it.
I did tilt it. Let's see. Is that better?
Yeah, better, yeah. That is the cutest pattern.
It is the cutest little sweater. And I do have a picture somewhere of the baby wearing it, but I don't want to keep hunting through my phone. And those are my finished items.
Boy.
Yay. Lots of finished stuff. All right, so we're moving on to No Bare Feet.
Oh, Angie, I hear the birds.
All right, so what did I do? I have been working on skip socks.
Ooh, those are cute. Those are cute.
Those are cute. Oh, I actually think I downloaded that pattern too.
It's a free pattern, and
right.
It's a really nice one, and it is really well suited for 2 at a time, I think. So,
I had remember that yarn that we did give away on the podcast, Socks That Rock?
Oh, yeah.
I had started those in that pattern, or with that yarn, and it was just the yarn, it was not perfect for that pair of socks, so I
okay.
Out.
And this was Yarn Ink. What was the Yarn Ink and the Colorway After Dark? And I thought this was really a very nice for especially a man. So
yeah, very pretty.
And then again, once was not enough. Made a second pair. Well, where are we going there?
Very nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, on this one I put in umbrella toe.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's cute.
Oh. There you have it. That's my story for socks.
What about you, Joyce? You're the only other sock knitter.
Well, I finished a pair.
Ooh, look at those.
That was the Vesper socks. That was a yarn that we picked up when we were out on a little excursion. So
I love the color. The color is awesome.
I think it's called Lava Fields.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cute. And it's so funny. I was cleaning out the den not long ago, and I came across another pair of socks. And I think I put the string in for the afterthought heel and never did them. And this was years ago. So where the mark is, I'm pretty sure it won't fit Carson anymore. So one of these days I'll have to venture into that. But yeah, they're pretty cute.
They're
cute.
Love the color.
Yeah, they're really cute. And then I started a pair. And I think I'm ready to start the heel. And they got the little trees on them. I don't know if you can see the trees on them.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, cute.
What yarn is that?
This is the one, this is the yarn we picked up when we had YarnCon last year.
Yeah.
It's the AJHC wools.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice yarn. I don't have the name of the pattern with me though.
Those are cute. I love them.
Yeah, they're very cute. In order to get the pattern though, the stitch count is not typically what I would make for myself. So I don't know. They might be a little too loose on me. So they may have to go to Carson.
Evergreen, aren't they called Evergreen or
Evergreen, yes, that's it, Evergreen. So yeah, but
who would know what they're called?
Right. Yeah, we're not really shocked that you know that. Yeah. And that's all my socks.
Okay, so we are moving on to what are you knitting?
Okay.
So I am not, well, I'm knitting one thing, but I'm crocheting more than I'm knitting. Over this pandemic, I've been doing a lot of crochet. I don't know why, but I've really been like getting back in my roots of the crochet.
Good.
But I started this other pattern, which I love this thing.
Oh,
I saw that on Instagram. What is that, Ange?
It's a round blanket. You start in the center. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
And I got it off, again, off Instagram. And I know she has other pages. It's Kate_Celine. And it's called the Squishy Dot Blanket. I love this lady. I can watch her for hours.
Yeah, I've seen.
Like jet black hair, and she puts it in like the coolest little thing, and she just loves. But yeah, so that's how it's looking. So
I've seen her on Instagram in her car talking.
Yeah, she's always in her car talking.
Yeah.
So I love this. So I started that, and there's a bunch of, and it's just sock yarn, Direful, some other little knits and knats that I had around the house. And because I'm obsessed with the squishy blanket, I started another one.
Oh, cute. It's
the same colors that are in that blanket, just kind of sharing. So another puffy blanket.
Wow.
And then, and you know, it may be because Christy Glass has been saying on Instagram and on her channel about, crochet in May, and so maybe that's part of it, but I've been like obsessed with the crochet. I'm still knitting on this, which is another blanket for my granddaughter.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So this is the sweetest blanket. And then this is my big thing that I've been doing. I'm crocheting a coat.
Very nice.
So
that really is very reminiscent of what we saw at Stitch Up event. Was it? Yeah. She had one. She looked so good in it, and yeah, truly beautiful.
Right.
So I was gonna leave it a vest, but I've decided to go ahead and crochet sleeves on it, and it's long. It'll be down, all the way down.
Wow, very long.
Yeah, it's almost done. I just have, I think, like 4 more squares to add on the bottom, and then after I do that, then I'll be ready to do the sleeves, and it'll be finished. But it's kind of funny. When I started it, I started thinking that these little motifs looked like the COVID virus. But yeah, that's it. I know. I call it my COVID coat.
Oh, jeez.
So that's what I'm working on, which is, you know, I always got a million things going on, but yeah, that's it. What about you, Irene? What are you knitting?
Why, what am I knitting? I am knitting the Colorist. I'll insert a picture of this because I can see that this may not work well here.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
So I'm using this Rios yarn called Indecita, I think.
Indecita.
It is, yeah, Indecita, yeah.
Pretty, pretty, pretty.
Very nice.
Go with like jeans, things like that. But that's what's working on my needles.
All right, well, I have nothing fancy that I'm knitting on. As I mentioned earlier, I was cleaning out the den. Well, I have lots of unused yarn, so I'm making an Afghan, but not really a true Afghan. It's just scraps that I'm trying to get rid of before Joe yells at me anymore about all the yarn that I have. So it's awful. I know it's awful, but they won't care. They'll just get under it when they're cold. So,
Oh, look.
yeah, okay, hold on. It's really awful. I'll try and pull it up as much as I can.
It's not awful.
Well,
It's a very good way to use up yarn. Go for it, yes.
And you know what? It's all Joyce colors. Did you know?
There was pink in it. I took it out because it was just awful. But I have so many bags of these. You know, when you finish a hat, how much yarn you have left, you can very rarely make another hat unless you're making a kid hat, which I don't have any of those. So they just all kind of went in a bag. And now I have like 4 bags like this size filled with all these empty or, you know, half-used skeins. So this is what I'm doing. I'll be more coordinated the next time, but for now, I just want them done. And even last night, Joe went to bed and I was sitting in the chair knitting. And I'm like, what do you think? He's like, what is that? I don't think he'll use it, but the kids don't care. And that's why I thought the kids, you know, Carson's going away to school. Zachary's going to go away to school. Why would I give them something really good to take? This way they can, you know, if they lose it or rip it or it gets ruined.
Or get drunk and throw up on it?
No, oh, God. Yeah, I don't want to know about any of that. I know it's going to happen, but I don't need to know.
Pretend you don't, yeah.
So, and I also am going to start the Colorist this afternoon, and I've already made one. But I'm going to use this Ravelry Red this time.
Lovely.
I know. I love this color, so I'll be starting on that.
Angie, you made a sweater out of that Ravelry Red, didn't you?
I did.
Long time ago?
Yeah, a long time ago. It was one of those top-down,
yeah,
just with little cap sleeves. And I wore it to one of the shows we went to. I love that color. It's so bright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out of my color box. Did you notice? It's out of my crayon box.
Way out of your box. That's not gray or blue or gray or gray.
And so I was trying to find a shirt to wear with the shawl this morning. Carson's like, just put on white. I'm like, no, because it kind of blows out on camera. Put on gray. I'm like, you know how much grief I'm going to get for putting on gray? So I didn't.
Oh, man. I just feel bad because I have no background, and you guys have got such beautiful backgrounds. But I was like, oh, I don't want them to see my messy house, so I'll just sit on the blank wall.
This is temporary. I'm waiting for furniture, so I had to put something there because I thought the same thing. I'm like, I really don't want to do a blank wall, so this didn't actually have a home. The flowers I picked in the yard, and then just a bunch of other stuff. So
very nice. It all looks good. I think it's important that we are here. Who gives a rat's ass about the background?
I'll just hold something up behind me. Like, oh, there we go. Like
I could have hung up your blanket.
Yeah, really. Background. Okay. All right. So is that all that you are working on?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to move on to what? Oh. We're going to move on to our favorite segment. Don't tell my husband.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have picked up a few things from Betsy, mostly Rios for my squishy blankets, but I have been digging in my stash. I mean, really, I have to say, for this virus time, quarantine time, this has been a great time for me to just go down there and go, oh, I forgot I had this. I could make a so-and-so out of this, or I can get this and this and this and use them and go pick up one skein and finish it. So I've done a lot of stash diving, but I do have, I did pick up this is for my colorist.
Very pretty.
It's Rios and the color is Ivy. So,
oh, it looks so good with your hair.
Right.
Oh.
So I did start this pattern and rip it out twice already, so I'm going to try it again this afternoon on a fresh Saturday when there's nobody bugging me and whatever. So we'll give it a shot. But that's all I have.
I think that it is actually a very easy pattern, but I don't think it's one that you should be knitting on with other people, you know, like a social setting or a Zoom meeting, whatever. No, the start was the hardest. And I think once it gets going, then it's like, oh, this revelation of that's why I'm doing this.
Oh, yes, and that's what I need to get to, because I did the tab, you know, I have no problem with a garter tab. I got that thread, and I did first couple rows, and it's like, what? Dropped it? What?
Yeah.
What? So.
And then it becomes very intuitive, like, oh, I get it now. And I think maybe the other thing is, let me show you mine again, not to twist. When you pick up for the crisscrosses, be very careful that you pick them up without twisting them. I think that's key. So,
Joyce, did you say it's on YouTube? Did you say something about it being on YouTube? I thought I heard you say something.
No.
Okay.
No.
Right. Yeah, because I may have to FaceTime one of you guys to get you to give me a.
Yeah.
What the heck am I doing?
Because Joe had a question the other day, not my husband Joe, one of our friends, Joe, had a question about the pearl to pearl. That was the question she had. But yeah, once you get going, it's like, oh, got it.
Got it. Yeah, I'm sure that's the revelation will come.
Yeah,
but
it will.
That's all the, you know, like I said, I've been stash diving a lot and picking up Rios at the shop, and that's about it. So how about you, Irene?
Oh, I have been on the search for a pretty green. So look what I bought.
Ooh, I love it.
This is a Rios. Is it a Rios? Yeah. Oh, no, Arroyo. Pardon me. And it is called
Immortal.
Immortal.
It's my
favorite immortal
color.
Immortal. Immortal. Okay.
And what are you going to make with that?
I'm going to pair it with this Lang lace. It's a mohair silk. This will be a sweater.
Nice. Which sweater?
Cozy Classic Raglan. That's what it will be.
Nice.
I don't remember the designer.
Love that color. It's one of my favorite colors they make.
They make so many good ones. Truly.
What about you, Joyce?
So I picked up some yarn. Well, yeah, picked that up from Betsy curbside. And it's these two colors. And I'm going to make the Stepaside by Jennifer Beale. And wait till you see this. So cute. And here's the thing. It's really young looking. And I know that's not me. But I figured I don't like it on myself, I'll give it to Carson.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that
is right. It's pretty.
That's cool.
Very, very pretty. And the pockets, I don't know if you can see from the picture, if you go on Ravel you can find it, but the pockets come up like all the way up here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So cute.
That's going to be a knockout.
You look like one of my Izzy dolls.
So I don't know when I'm going to start that. I'm going to, like I said, I really want to start my my colorist later, and finish my ugly blanket. But I'm anxious to get that.
Well, I think the ugly blanket you could just keep working on in between stuff. It's you don't have to think a lot with that.
Well, what I have to remember with the blanket is, if it's perfect for me, it's not perfect for anybody else in my family, because they're bigger than I am or taller. So I at least have to go to the top of my head, then I can stop.
Right.
Right. I have like 12 more inches to go, and then I'll be done. And then I think I did see where Stephen West has a pattern. It's called Garter Squish, I think it is, where he just uses 2 strands of worsted weight throughout. So because I have enough, I think I'm going to knock a couple of those out, and just, something to keep by my bed. And when I can't or don't want to do something a little more complicated, that's just what I'm going to do. Because imagine how much faster that would go. And Carson, actually, it's so funny, because when I was going through all of my stuff, I have lots of red wool, black wool, and white wool, or, cream colored wool. But those were always Carson's colors. Like her dance school was red, black, and white. So was her high school. Now she's going to ISU, and again, same colors. So I think I'm just going to take all of that and just make her an Afghan to take. That one terrifies me a little bit, because it is 100% wool. So
yeah,
I just have to keep, right? Look at it. It's just mindless knitting.
Yep, that's the best.
But I think it's appropriate to get rid of some of this stuff, because what are you going to do? Throw it away? Right. And it's not something I feel right about giving to even volunteers, because it's really not enough to make anything. And color blocking is fine, but so that's the way I want to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's a free pattern. Stephen West, worsted held double.
What size needle are they calling for on that? I don't remember.
15. Who doesn't want to make an F? Yeah. How
fast could that go?
Yeah.
And I have lots of this. Let me show. Well, let's see. Yeah, lots of this, worsted stuff. And this is exactly how I have it. So, and this is not going to get me a hat. No. So I might as well just use it. So I'll have lots of ugly blankets, but I don't care. Who's going to see them?
That's what, I think you use what you have, and you get rid of some of the stash, and then when things are back to normal, we can all go shopping.
Right. Well, I can't wait for that. But just to get it, I would rather get it in a cabinet where we have the blankets versus getting it. I just want to get it off my yarn shelves. Do you know what I mean? So I don't look at it anymore, because, actually the girls know the story, but cleaning out there was a purpose to cleaning out the yarn room, but I had to put everything upstairs, and my son Spencer, we just filled lawn bags full of yarn that I had, because it was everywhere in here in this room. And we took it upstairs. Well, Spencer, unbeknownst to me initially, put it in my bedroom. Now there's 8 lawn and garden bags filled with yarn. So we're trying to get the desk upstairs and trying to put the shelves in so I can put the stuff back in the yarn. Well, in the meantime, my husband comes home, walks into the bedroom to change, and I get, what the? You know what the next word was? And I thought, Spencer, why would you ever put them in my room where he was going to see? But, it's not like he didn't know. And when you put it in the shelves, you don't realize how much yarn you can hide behind yarn. 8 lawn and garden bags. And it was just what was in this room. That doesn't count what's already in my room. It was a total disaster. So, but he didn't say, that was his initial reaction. I didn't hear any more after that. So I was pretty happy.
I wonder if he actually knows. You've been knitting all your life. He was being funny. Just being funny. It's being Joe.
It was a lot. It was just a lot. Anyway.
Tell me glad you're not a crackhead.
Right.
He's spending my money on crack. I made a ugly blanket. Shut up.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
Yeah, and do it the Italian way.
Yeah, he's Italian. He understands this.
So funny. It was very.
Oh man.
Boy. I'm so happy.
Oh. All right, so we will be moving on to podcast love, and Irene's going to take care of that for us.
Okay. You know, I know that we have mentioned these two gals before, but they hadn't podcast for quite some time, and now, of course, they're doing the Zoom thing because it's two sisters. They live far apart, so it's not like they can run over to each other's houses. This is called the Frivolous and Frugal podcast with Penny and Dawn. They're two sisters who love to knit, and they have knit for a long time, so they're knitting, the experience is there, the projects are beautiful, there's something to see, and they're very funny.
Right, they're very funny. They're very funny. And I like now that they have their niece joining them as well, so they have like an auntie-niece kind of knitting time on Zoom. They're very, very sweet people.
Yeah, they are sweet.
Yeah,
I was hoping to see them.
We meet them? We met them somewhere.
Yeah, met them.
Well, no,
oh, Angie met them.
Angie met them. They were at Betsy's once.
Yes.
And you and I weren't there, and then we were going to see them at YarnCon, along with a few other people. That didn't happen this year because of the virus.
Yes.
But yeah, I had hoped to see them there.
Yeah, they were really sweet when I met them over at the store. They were just like, I don't know, they were just so awesome. So
yeah, Dawn had purchased one of Betsy's kits for the cowl.
Oh, she recently finished it. Yes, she did
finish it, and she said she had bought it at Elgin Network. So I thought that was really sweet that she mentioned Betsy's shop on her podcast.
So girls, come on back when this mess is over, and we'll sit in it.
Right. Yeah, maybe there's a meeting place in between all of us.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be fun.
We could go, masks and all.
And gloves.
Right.
And
I could do that.
Like a hazmat suit.
Hazmat.
Yeah, I walk in the hospital Monday through Friday. It's
it's interesting though. I'd love to know, how really do you get this illness?
I don't want to find
at a hospital.
Yeah.
It is amazing to me that you haven't touched something that has.
Yeah, but even before all of this, I mean, I just even from visiting my mother in the hospital, I mean, everything and whatever it is that they use, I don't know, I'm not in the, the environmental services department, but you see them clean, but everything to me, like the bed, what do they call it? The tables that you eat on, what do they call those damn things? But they always, even though they're clean, they always feel kind of, I don't know, kind of gummy or sticky, even though they're clean, because whatever they use, it's not specific to one thing. It has to kill many, many things.
Good point.
So, but before that, you work in a hospital. There's tons of sick people there, and tons of people that take care of sick people. So right. I always have something in my hand. If I have to venture down to the cafeteria, my first move is usually to go to the bathroom. Well, whatever hand I dry my hand off on, or whatever towel I dry my hand off, I take that and open doorknobs.
Yeah.
I was always very, very conscious, and I do it all the time. I never leave my department unless I have something in my hand that I can open a doorknob with.
Yeah. Because
it's a hospital. It's germ infested. Even though people go there when they're sick, it's still a hospital where people are sick. So I've just always been very anal about that kind of thing. So, and same with shopping, it's no different.
You're used to cleaning yourself and the hand washing and all that. Yeah. So that's interesting because you have continued to work. I have been in the house for 2 months. When I did one of these curbside pickups at Betsy's, I couldn't believe I could still drive. Like, oh, how do you do this? Where am I going? It was just such a foreign feeling. Now, Angie, you've been home too. I think you just started back to school to finish up.
I started back, I went Wednesday and Friday to gather things together and get prepared because, I'm in a high school and the kids left. It was just kind of like, okay, well, we'll be back. We didn't expect it to turn into this. So they've got to come back and get the stuff out of their lockers and their instruments, and the seniors need to get their caps and gowns. And, you know, I mean, I don't know where we are on whether or not there'll be a graduation of some kind. Obviously, there won't be one like normal.
Right.
So starting Monday, I go back, and, you know, I'm a 10-month employee, so I go back for 9 days, and I'll be at the school dressed in full garb, and the kids will be coming in to pick up all their stuff. So I am a little nervous.
Yeah.
So,
rightfully so.
you know, they're doing the best to keep us protected, and they're not letting any, you know, one person per family is allowed to come in, 20 people in a half an hour, and they have to be out before they let anybody else in. And I mean, they're doing everything they can, but still, you know, teenagers don't always know the severity of what's going on. And so I know I've seen a lot of them out riding their bikes and with their friends and, you know, outside. And, you know, I'm sure some of them sneak out. And, you know, I am worried about what kind of germs are going to be brought into the school. So, you know, and then going back in the fall.
Yeah, but you're the one that has to take care of yourself. And I know, like, even in the grocery store or the only place I've been is Walgreens.
Yeah.
For a prescription or something like that. I've not been anywhere else other than work. But it's, you know, the grocery store clerks, they're wearing the gloves. And someone had pointed this out. Well, they don't change their gloves after every customer. So whoever they touch, if they touch you, you've touched everybody they've touched the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So they really think that versus the gloves, they should be constantly using the hand sanitizer, although I can't what that would do to their hands. But so that's what I would suggest to you.
Yeah.
Is not so much on the gloves as the hand sanitizer. And then just
they're forcing us to wear
wash your hands. They can't say you can't go wash your hands. Do you know what I mean?
They're forcing us to wear gloves. And, you know, I think the CDC said gloves are optional. It's better to wash your hands and use hand sanitizer, but, you know, they really want us to wear the gloves. So we'll be wearing gloves all day. I'll be wearing a mask. I'll be wearing, you know what, and then they've put up, so each of the 10 secretaries are 6 feet apart, and we have plastic. Oh,
wow.
They made plastic. They put us 6 feet apart at tables. We have a portion of the alphabet, and then they put up a plastic partition that has a little hole for slipping papers back and forth.
Oh, well, that's something. That's good. So, but what if you use, forgive me because I don't know, if you put hand sanitizer on the gloves?
Probably could.
Would it eat the gloves? Is it just,
it's just alcohol. I would think it would be okay.
At least it's something.
Yeah.
Now, just in case you do touch your face by accident.
Right.
Because sometimes, you know, like, look at you. You have a hair over the forehead.
Oh, yeah, and I'm constantly
Are you going to do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. And I am a face toucher. I constantly touch my face. I constantly, you know, I'm one of these people. You see me do it all the time on here. But, you know, I wash my hands. I use my hand sanitizer, and hopefully we're all going to.
I think the other important thing, the social distancing, they seem to, you know, if you're not going to be near somebody with the disease, then, you know.
Right.
I don't know. What else can we do? So we're going to have to stick it out and proceed with the Zoom podcasting. What else? You know, I don't know.
Well, until they say otherwise.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe if it gets warm enough, we can sit with masks on 6 feet apart in someone's yard.
Well, you know, I thought about that too, but how do you record something?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, unless we had a film crew.
Yeah.
Well, even that, just if it's a windy day, the wind is going to carry your voice away, or all the outside noises, the mowing, the cars. I mean,
well, we apologize.
We'll figure it out.
You know, this podcast has to be this way, but I think everybody understands. Better this than nothing.
Yeah.
And so we just want to say to you all, be safe, wash your hands, take care of each other, social distance, and we will all get back together as soon as we can. We miss you all terribly. I miss you girls both very much.
Yeah, I agree.
And keep on knitting.
It's good for your health.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
recording. Let's try this over again for the third or fourth time. Go, Angie.
1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody. Welcome to 3-Ply Podcast, episode 59. I'm Angie.
I'm Irene.
And I'm Joyce.
And we are excited you could join the other direction, and that'll take some of the yellow, some of the sun off you. There you go.
Do you Phantom of the Opera?
No. I don't know the song, sorry.
Get back to this. Okay. So I need to sit very still because it looks like the camera from my laptop is shitty. You guys on iPads or what?
Yeah.
Work computer.
Mine is awful. The camera's awful. Shut off animals or people shut up that are in your house.
Well, that's... Hold on, I did have
That's not going to happen because the canary's on a... She's on a binge.
Okay. Okay. And then...
the only way I can shut her up is if I kill her, and I probably shouldn't do that.
No, that's not nice. And I think the audio seems to be working fine.